Why are we drawn to certain people and not others? Why does one person make your heart race the moment you see them while another barely gets your attention? You might think it's just chemistry or looks or timing, but psychology says otherwise. Attraction isn't random. It's a psychological puzzle shaped by biology, emotion, childhood, and even trauma. In this video, we'll break down the psychology of attraction, why we fall for certain people, what your attraction type says about you, and how to tell if what you're feeling is real connection or just a chemical illusion. Stay until the end, because I'll share the science-backed formula for lasting attraction. Not just sparks, but genuine connection. Why are we drawn? Let's start with a truth that surprises most people. Attraction is not a choice. Psychologists and neuroscientists have found that the people we find irresistible often reflect unconscious patterns in our brain. Attraction is your mind's way of recognizing something familiar, or something your biology believes will help you survive and reproduce. But here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes what feels like fate is actually a pattern from your past repeating itself. Let's talk science first. Attraction begins with chemistry, literally. When you meet someone you're drawn to, your brain releases a mix of chemicals. Dopamine, the reward chemical, that rush of excitement. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, deep emotional connection. Norepinephrine, so that heart-racing, can't-sleep energy. Your pupils dilate, your voice changes, and your focus narrows. Your brain enters a kind of love high. Evolution designed this for survival. Humans are wired to seek connection, partnership, and safety. But biology is just the first layer. Because if attraction were purely chemical, we'd all be drawn to the same people. And we're not. Here's where psychology comes in. We often fall for people who remind us, consciously or unconsciously, of our earliest emotional experiences. Psychologists call this emotional imprinting. If love in childhood felt safe and consistent, we'll likely be drawn to calm, secure partners. But if love felt unpredictable, distant one day, intense the next, we may be drawn to emotionally unavailable or chaotic partners as adults. Because to the brain, familiar equals safe, even when it's not healthy. That's why some people keep dating the same type over and over again. Not because they want to suffer, but because their nervous system is chasing familiarity. Our attachment style, formed in childhood, shapes who we're attracted to and how we love. Secure attachment. You're drawn to balanced, emotionally available people. Anxious attachment. You crave closeness, often drawn to avoidant partners who trigger that chase. Avoidant attachment. You value independence and may be drawn to people who seem too much. Fearful avoidant. You desire love but fear being hurt, creating push-pull dynamics. This is why your attraction patterns are like emotional fingerprints, unique to your story. Now, let's talk about physical attraction. Looks matter, but not the way you think. Psychologists call it the halo effect, our tendency to assign positive traits to attractive people. If someone looks good, we automatically assume they're kind, confident, or trustworthy, even when we don't know them. That's why charisma, confidence, and emotional warmth often make people more attractive than beauty alone. Attraction isn't about perfection, it's about how someone makes you feel. Have you ever met someone who looked perfect on paper, but you just didn't feel it? That's chemistry. And it's both emotional and biological. Research shows we're subconsciously drawn to people whose scent, voice tone, and energy complement our own. Our immune systems even play a role. We're more attracted to those with slightly different genetic markers because it creates stronger offspring. But what keeps attraction alive isn't chemicals, it's emotional safety. If you keep falling for people who are bad for you, psychology says it's rarely coincidence. We often mistake activation for attraction. If someone triggers your insecurities, unpredictably pulls away, or reminds you of early wounds, your nervous system wakes up. It feels like excitement, but it's actually anxiety. Psychologists call this trauma bonding. It's why some relationships feel magnetic, but are emotionally draining. The truth is, Sometimes what feels like intense chemistry is your brain trying to rewrite an old story. Here's another powerful factor. Where you are emotionally when you meet someone changes who you're drawn to. When you're confident, you're drawn to people who match your energy. When you're insecure, you're drawn to people who validate your worth temporarily. That's why attraction is less about who they are and more about where you are in your own growth. Initial chemistry fades. Every relationship goes through what psychologists call the honeymoon decline. The dopamine rush levels out. What remains is emotional connection, the feeling of being safe, seen, and accepted. Real attraction isn't just who excites you, it's who calms you after the excitement fades. Long-term attraction grows through 1. Emotional safety, feeling secure and respected. 2. Mutual curiosity, still learning about each other. 3. Shared growth, evolving together over time. That's how sparks turn into stability. Psychologists identify 3 components of lasting love, based on Sternberg's triangular theory of love. 1. Passion, physical and emotional excitement. 2. Intimacy, deep emotional closeness. 3. Commitment, the decision to stay and grow together. Temporary attraction is built on passion. Lasting attraction is built on the balance of all 3. When you have passion without intimacy, it burns fast. When you have intimacy without commitment, it fades. But when you have all 3, love doesn't just survive, it deepens. So why do we fall for certain people? Because attraction is a mirror, reflecting our biology, our psychology, and our emotional history. We're drawn to what feels familiar, what feels exciting, and sometimes what we still need to heal. But the real magic happens when you become aware of your patterns, because once you understand why you're drawn to someone, you gain the power to choose differently. Attraction starts in the brain, but real love starts with awareness. So tell me, do you think attraction is fate or psychology? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this video helped you understand love a little deeper, hit like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more insights into the science of love here at Love Logic Lab UK. Because love isn't just chemistry, it's psychology. And when you understand it, you understand yourself.